Hi, everybody. The weekend's over. Super Bowl's gone. It's Monday, new beginning for the week. One of my favorite days of the week. It's not Tuesday. Tuesday is my favorite day of the week. But Monday it's another great day of the week. Congratulations to the New England Patriots. What a comeback. I have to say, Tom Brady's pretty good. Tom Brady is pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and wait and let Facebook build me an audience. See if I can get some people on here today. Had a great weekend, amazing weekend. Got to talk about things I'm talking about. Like, I didn't even get this stuff from my leaders. I got it from reading on my own and learning on my own. So I'm really excited to get to grow I'm like I said, a lot. Some of this growth has been on my own. A lot of it is I attribute to people getting me past my own mental barriers and things like that. But a lot of this growth is it just started happening. It just did. It just started happening. I changed, which we're talking a little bit about that today, changing and doing things. One of the things I've been saying to a lot of my friends is you have to get out of your comfort zone so that the things outside of your comfort zone become comfortable. That's how you grow. That's how you become better. That's how you become more than you are. You got to get past those barriers. Oh, this is the way I am. No, you're not just the way you are. You can change. Everybody can change. Um, Today, I'm going to continue with my topic, which is the God Memorandum, which is something that I read on a daily basis. I read it to myself. I read it out loud. I read it. I make my kids listen to me read it. I kind of sound like I'm giving a sermon when I'm reading it because it's so powerful, and I really get emotional when I'm reading it. Now, I didn't used to. I just used to listen to it, as I did my morning routine, as I got ready, as I took a shower and got ready for the day. And now I stop and I sit down and I really read it. I really get into what it's saying because I've said when I first started this on Friday or Thursday that I get something new every time I read it. A different piece really pops out to me. I get point of passion. I get a new point of passion every time I read it, and it keeps me motivated without having to, oh man, I really got to get up and do this. No, I don't have to worry about that now. Now I'm motivated because I read this to myself every day. Today we're going to go over the third law that is in the God Memorandum, which is going the extra mile. And I was stepping through the Bible, looking for a good verse for today, and I came across St. Matthew's chapter 5, verse 41, 42. We all know the red letters in the Bible are Jesus talking. I didn't know that before. Thank you, Marco Trevino, for pointing that out. Jesus says, "And whoever should compel thee to go 1 mile, go with them 2. Give to them that asketh thee, and from the one who would borrow of thee, turn not thou away." Like, you're supposed to be doing stuff to try and benefit somebody than yourself. Like, that's something that we're supposed to do. Like, instead of being selfish and only worrying about whether or not you're going to get paid or whether or not somebody's going to give you a pat on the back or say thank you, don't expect that. Instead, just go the extra mile. Most complain that there's no opportunities around them. That's not true. There's opportunities everywhere, and they start right here with the person that you are every day, the person that you're trying to become. If you don't like your job, you can change it. If you don't like the relationship you're in, you can change it. If you don't like where you live, you can change it. If you don't like what you're going to school for, you can change it. If you don't like anything you don't like, you can change. The only problem being is if you change jobs or you get into a different relationship or if you move and you are the same person as when you decided to move, you're still that same person. You haven't grown at all. You don't have any new ideas, any new dreams. You don't have any new beliefs. You're still that exact same person. Then it's going to be the same. You've changed everything on the outside, but nothing on the inside's changed. So your life's going to continue to be the same. If you're the same person that you were 5 years ago today, and you move and you're still that same person 3 years from now, you're going to be in the same situation. You're going to be unhappy. You're not going to like your job. You're not going to like the person that you're with. You have to change you. You have to make a conscious choice to change. But you must change first. To achieve success in every aspect of life, you have to grow. If you are working as a cashier, if you are working as a busboy, if you're working even up higher, if you're a manager and you want to be a district manager, you have to grow. You have to go out on your own time and show that you want to be better. You have to become a better person. Some of the words and the lives, some of the people listen to this, you know, from back when Jesus first said it, people listen to it. And those people that listen, their lives were filled with the fruits of happiness and the peace of mind that the people who decided not to listen, that decided that they were to go about it through devious routes, or just wait for luck to drop something in their doorstep and it just to become rich or become happy, or whatever it is. They just waited instead of going out and making it happen. And for the majority of us, that was me. I'm 35 years old. From the age of 16 to 34, let me say even worse, 35. I'm about to be 36. It was about 6-7 months ago. That was the way I went. Luck and devious means. Any way I could make a buck. But if I had to cheat somebody, whatever. If I knew that it was only worth $7, but I was selling it for 15, whatever. Instead of doing something, I was waiting for life to deliver me the same happiness, you know, the fruits of happiness, the peace of mind. I was waiting for that to happen. Most of us wait in vain. I was waiting in vain. Here I am, 35. I'm still struggling. I'm still trying to make things happen. We all wait in vain, and then we cry and we point blame, and it's because I'm black. It's because there's no jobs. It's because my mom. It's because my dad was one way or another. It's because. You're just pointing fingers. It's because of you. It's because you refuse to change. It's because you refuse to grow. You have that mentality that you are the way you are. Old dog can't learn new tricks. A leopard can't change its spot. Something. Zebra can't change its stripe. You are believing that. You have an excuse for everything anybody says to you that could benefit you. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I don't like doing that. Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't. I don't. I can't. I won't. I will not. However you want to call it, that's what you say. And then not only do you say it, as you walk away from the conversation, as you go on throughout your day, maybe the next week or so, you keep feeding that how right you were that you don't have enough time. How right you were that I don't like sales. I don't like reading. I don't like speaking in front of people. I don't like people. You're not going to be successful. You're going to be upset all the time. Everything's going to work against you because what you put out is what you get back. Think and Grow Rich. Science of Getting Rich. You Were Born Rich. These are books. I read them. They all said the same thing. These all successful people. They went out. You can have everything you want if you just give other people what they want. There's a story I got out of this book called The Question Behind the Question. It's about personal accountability. And in this story, this gentleman goes in to have lunch. And he sits down for lunch, and you know, we all have our preferences. I like Sprite. I don't want Sierra Mist. Some people like Pepsi. They don't want Coke. Dr. Pepper, not Dr. Thunder. Sunkist, not, what's the other's drink? Fanta. Vice versa, whatever. Different kind of root beer. So the gentleman goes into the restaurant, he sits down, he'd like a Pepsi. Well, this restaurant doesn't serve Pepsi. And as he's sitting there and he's sitting there and he's sitting there, nobody comes up, his server doesn't come. And one of the other servers that's not even in his section stops and says, excuse me, sir, is there anything I can get you? And he says, yes, I like a Pepsi and so, some of these, and some rolls, chips, whatever, moral of the story. And so the server says, well, we don't have Pepsi. All we carry is Fanta. All we carry is Coke. Oh, well, that's fine. I'll just take a water. So as he goes on, he sits there and he waits. And as he's sitting there, this gentleman walks by and he places a Pepsi bottle down on the table. And he looks up and he says, and he's thinking to himself, like, I thought they said they didn't carry Pepsi, right? So he stops this gentleman and he says, well, I thought you said you didn't carry Pepsi. He said, well, we don't. I got it from the store around the corner. And I'm thinking to myself, like, they're kind of busy. It's the lunch rush. How would he have time to go and get it from around the corner? He said, and so I asked him, well, aren't you busy? We had, you know, how would you have time to go do that? And the server says, I had my manager do it. So that means he went and he told his manager, hey, this guy around here wants a Pepsi. Can you go around the corner and get him a Pepsi? Now, how many of you would have went and told your manager that? I wouldn't have told my manager that. Anyone would have told their manager that? Anyone? No? You would have had the thought, the self peace of mind, the personal responsibility to go above and beyond for another human being, to say, hey, boss, you go and you get this man the soda he wants from the store around the corner. And I read that and I was like, and I posted about that when I read it. I posted about that on my Facebook page, I remember. And I mean, that's personal accountability. That's going above and beyond. And going through finishing the story, when he went back to the same restaurant, he asked for that server. That server was no longer there. That server had been promoted to management, to district manager, and now overseeing a store somewhere else, going above and beyond, becoming more than you're expected to be. The biggest part about this secret, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, whatever. It doesn't matter. Male or female. It doesn't matter. You could be poor, you could be rich. Pauper or king is the words I'm looking for. It doesn't matter. You can go the extra mile. You can render more and better services no matter what the task may be. You can do that. Everyone has the will, the choice to do that. It's the quickest way to mediocrity, the quickest way to stay poor is to do only what you're paid for. If you go to your job and you're getting paid $7 an hour and you work, my mom worked at Circle K her whole life. She worked at Circle K and she worked so hard. She worked so hard, so very hard. Say you work at Circle K and then your job at Circle K is to serve the people and your job at Circle K is to keep the store clean. That's your job. But what have you found? Small things you weren't supposed to do, that you didn't have to do, that you were like, this could improve the store if I did this without being asked. I have the time, I'm going to do it. If you were a server, like I said, you know you don't carry something, but you know where you can get it quickly, so you go the extra mile to go and get that. If you are a mechanic, those are big ones. Everybody's always worried their mechanic is doing something fishy. If you're a mechanic, you know, you see something minute that you can fix for no real cost to you, do that. Tell the customer, hey, I saw you needed a new spark plug, or you might have needed a new spark plug, so I checked your spark plugs. One of your spark plugs was out, so I changed it. No cost, it's okay. Extra mile. Do more than what you're rendered to do. You cannot render service and not receive compensation. You can't do that. But nor can you withhold compensation for something that someone has already done for you. Either way, either way, the person that does not render payment is going to suffer a loss. That's just reap what you sow. That's just seed and fruit, means and ends. They can't be separated. If you render service, you get paid. That's the way it should be. Now, say it takes some time to get paid. Say you don't get paid directly. Say that you have a boss that sucks. Say that. That's what's going on in life. So what? Do more. God will see it, and He's going to pay you. God will pay you in one shape, form, or fashion. God will pay you back for every minute and every extra stroke of extra service that you ever do. God will make sure that you get paid back. It might not be soon, it might not be an immediate payback, but that's one of the best parts about this law. The biggest benefit about this law is compound interest. If you continue to always render more aid than you're supposed to render, if you continue to always go the extra mile, somebody's gonna see you going the extra mile. And if somebody doesn't see you there, they're gonna see you somewhere. And then they're gonna ask somebody like, hey, who's that guy? And they're gonna be like, man, that guy, he's always doing too much. It makes the rest of us look bad. Yeah, you ever been the class brown noser? That's that person that just is always doing more than everybody else. But that person's remembered. The top person in the class is always remembered because they're always trying to do more. The person who gets the valedictorian, they did more. They went above and beyond what they had to do. You didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't graduate high school. But the person that got valedictorian the year that I graduated, they did more than I did. They rendered more service. They probably did community service. They probably joined extra classes they didn't have to join. They rendered more into their own becoming than I did. So that's how that works. You got to render more service than you you have to. The longer, the better. Like I said, if you continue doing it, then you're going to get rewarded for that, because you cannot command success. That is something that I've learned. You can't command success. You can't just be like, okay, that's it. You can only deserve success. You have to be the person that everybody is like, oh my God, that guy, he works really hard. He's a great leader. He cares about people. That's the guy that is successful, because he is going above and beyond to make sure, or try to, if anything, make other people successful. So for people to say there's no opportunity, even here in El Paso, there's opportunity everywhere. I see it all the time. I'm always looking for opportunity. I see it all the time. I'm focused on one opportunity right now, so I haven't looked into any other opportunities, but there are opportunities. Everybody's just afraid. So now yesterday, especially some people who were going for Atlanta, yesterday you were wallowing in a pool of self-pity. You were depressed. Why can't I get a job? Or why am I single? Or why? Stop asking why. You know why. Because you're not trying to change. You're not trying to grow. Because if you're trying to change, you're trying to grow, and you're grateful for being alive every day, you won't be in that pool of self-pity. You can stand up, like it says, you can pull yourself out of that pool of self-pity. Stand up tall on your carpet of gold, because you are a miracle. You're the greatest miracle ever created. You're everything. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed from yesterday. And now that you've heard this, and now you put this into effect, that you have to go the extra mile, that you have to be grateful. You have to, what's the word? You have to proclaim your rarity. I'm sorry. You have to proclaim your rarity. If you do those things, those three simple actions, it's not going to happen overnight. Change takes time. But if you start to implement those, like I've said before, implement these things into your life every day, every minute from the time you wake up. Now you have these three laws. Now that you have them, you could put them into action. Just be patient. Be patient with the progress, because the blessing, look at the gratefulness with the blessing. I mean, look at the blessing and be grateful. Proclaim your rarity with pride. Know that you are great. that you are a miracle, that you can become so much more than whatever you think you are now. Go the extra mile, and then go another mile for them, and go another mile for them. Stop thinking it's about you. It's about more than you. That's the biggest thing I've accomplished in the last 6 months, is I've learned that it's about more than me. I was a lot more selfish than I used to be. I'm a lot less selfish than I used to be. I used to really think that I wasn't selfish, and I started looking back over some of the decisions that I make and some of the things that I do just out of, this is normal for me to do. It's not that big a deal. And I started looking back at it. I was very selfish. I thought about it as, how does this affect me? And then how does it affect everybody else? Not how does it affect everybody else? Like, that's the first thing I should think. How does this decision affect my family? Not how does it affect me and then my family and then the community? How does it affect my family first? Like, how does this affect other people? It won't happen overnight. But what is required through the most difficulty, the things that it's hardest for you to obtain, those are the things that you're going to retain the longest, because people who earn a fortune are more careful with their fortune than people that are born and handed it to them. Or even look at the people who win the lottery. They all of a sudden have all this money. They don't know what to do with it, and they lose it. They blow it. They spend it on useless items you can't take with you when you pass. They don't start, oh man, I won the lottery, I'm gonna go back to college. I'm gonna start learning. I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of books and start reading them. I'm gonna try and find out how to invest this on my own without having to pay someone. Like, you could do that. You can learn all those things from reading books. So on a end note, I want you to say, I want to read this. Be proud. You are not a whim being used as an experiment. You're not a slave of the forces you can't comprehend. Don't be afraid of the new you. All noble gains have risk. Everything to gain has risk. You're going to have to risk something. But to live in fear of risk, to live in fear of failing at something, to live in fear that you're not going to be good at something, you can't expect to get a gain if you're going to not attempt to fail. Like myself, I have done 5, this is my 6th marketing company that I have been with. 6 and 7. I'm doing kind of 2 of them now. This is 6 and 7. Now, I wouldn't say that I failed at any of the other marketing companies that I've been in. I've made money. But I will say that I've learned and I've grown and I've learned and I've had mistakes. And now, look at where I'm at. I didn't give up. Oh, David Nieves says the other day, my mentor, well, not my direct mentor, but he still helps me. He mentors me whenever he gets a chance. He stops, he talks to me if I have any questions. He says, so when you were 16, 17, some of us are still with our first love, but most of us aren't. And your heart got broken. And you failed in that first relationship. Did you quit having relationships? Did you say, you know what, this relationship stuff isn't for me? And babies, prime example. A baby keeps trying to get up and walk. Keep trying to get up and walk. What if a baby had our thought mentality? Oh, well, that doesn't work. I'm not going to try and walk anymore. None of us would be walking. You have to fail. It's called failing forward. You have to do it. And if you don't, you're going to be sitting at that job that you hate, where you go to work for 8, some people 10, some people 12 hours a day. Oh man, but I get 2 days off here, and this week I get weekends off. I want every day off if I want it off. That's what I'm looking for. That's success for me, where I can spend time with my family and still have an income that allows us to have even just a roof over our head. If I had enough money to pay, if I could make enough money residually to pay for an apartment every month, we would live in an apartment, because then we would still have time to enjoy. Whatever my actual job is, because I do marketing part-time for the most part. Whatever your actual job is, you can go, and now you can feel that paycheck. So you got to fail forward. I'm going to continue to fail forward. I fail every day at something. I get people telling me no or leave me alone with that. Stop asking me. I'm not going to stop asking anyone. I'm going to keep going. I'm not quitting. I'm not a quitter. I'm a miracle. That can't happen to me. Yes, it can. I'm a miracle. This is the last thing I'm going to say. This is The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of him, but he also wrote a book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. In this it says, listen to me. Everybody listen. You need me and I need you. Quite literally. You need me and I need you. We have a world to rebuild. And if that's going to take a miracle, what is that to us? Because we are all miracles. And now we have each other. That's amazing. Together, we can accomplish so much more than living life being selfish. So go the extra mile. Do more for the man next to you. Do more for your neighbor. Love thy neighbor. Do more for them. Do more for anybody that you come across that you can possibly do. Do more at your job. Do more for your wife. Do more for your kids. Do more for your friends, family, people you don't know, people you don't trust. Just do more. Help somebody. God bless everybody, all of you. Thank you for coming. Share, 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 share. Please get my message. I love this. I love the help from my friends and family coming on here and seeing me. But I want my message to get out to some people that I don't know. You know, some people that have never had somebody reach out to help them. See you tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Mountain Standard Time. I have another page that I will start promoting for soon. It's also my page. I'd love for you to check it out. The Truth About Nutrition. I can't remember the exact name of it. Like I said, I just started it, but I'm going to talk more about being healthy. Right now I'm talking about the mind. Now I'm going to talk more about how to be healthy in the body. But again, God bless. Thank you all for coming. Share, share, share. I love seeing everybody here. Hi, Crystal, who all showed up to help me out today. Hi, Billy, Mike, Nancy, Patricia, Sergio, Vanessa. Thank you, everybody that came. Again, God bless. I'll see you again tomorrow.